Welcome to New Thought Center for Spiritual Living. I'm Shannon O'Hurley, and I am so grateful to be with you today. If you are joining us for the very first time, please know that you have stepped into a progressive, inclusive, and compassionate community that honors all walks of life, all paths to the divine. All people are welcome here exactly as you are this day. And not only are you welcome here, but know that we've mindfully and thoughtfully created a place just for you, exactly as you are. We are a community that is dedicated to social justice and helping make the world a better place for all people. So, with this, I invite you to curl up, relax, and enjoy our service. And just know you are so very welcome here.
Thank you, Rev Shannon. I invite you now to join me in our time of prayer. So go ahead and close your eyes if you feel comfortable. Take a deep breath in. Exhaling, letting it all go, arriving here now, in this space, in this moment. And it is in this moment that I acknowledge that there is one bright light, one powerful presence that I call Spirit. I know that Spirit moves through all things at all times, and so I know that we are all divinely guided. I know that in my heart, in my being, I am divinely guided. And so I know that all that comes forth now through me, in me, is the word of Spirit. And I offer a special blessing, a blessing of love, of safety, of peace, of joy to all of our teachers, our administrators, and our students as they navigate the changing circumstances of a new experience in school. I know that that love and that light, that powerful presence is right where they are, holding them in that joy, in that peace, keeping them safe and loving them. And I absolutely know that this is the truth of our unique expression of Spirit that is our community. I know that our community is held in love and joy and peace as we navigate the newness that unfolds before us in these times. I am so grateful for Rev Shannon, our ministry team, our staff, for the many hands it takes to bring you this uplifting service here and now. And so I simply release it in gratitude to that powerful presence, that love of Spirit, and so it is. And just saying now with me, I am the powerful presence of Spirit. Let's stay in that space of love and light as we move into our time of meditation. This meditation is a special one. It is a chant called Let God Be, written by Lori Jones. And the chant was actually inspired about a year ago in a talk that Rev Shannon gave, in which she said, "Let God be God in you." So go ahead and breathe now into this moment as you experience this special chant.
Let God be God in you. Let God be God in me. Let God be God in everything. Let God be. Let God be God in you. Let God be God in me. Let God be God in everything. Let God be. Oh, let God be God in you. Let God be God in me. Let God be God in everything. Let God be. Let God be God be God in everything. Let God be. And so it is.
And so I invite you now to just focus on your breath. Notice the space you're in and gently open your eyes, bringing your attention back to your room. And simply noticing the inhale and the exhale. And it is with great gratitude and appreciation that we bring back again Lori Jones with another beautiful song that she's written called Watch Love Rise.
The hurtful rage, here to help us turn a page of this old story in our bones, playing out to lead us home, showing us our deepest fears, to bring us to the healing tears. Stand up for love and hold tight to its creed. The road may wind, but trust where it will lead. Yeah, yeah. 'Cause love is a mighty power, even in the darkest hour and every disguise. Watch love rise. Watch love rise. Oh, the players that we see on stage are but a lesson in this age. Will we get it? Will we learn? I like to think the one heart yearns loud enough to make things right and join us all in these trying times. Stand up for love and hold tight to its creed. The road may wind, but trust where it will lead. Yeah, yeah. 'Cause love is a mighty power, even in the darkest hour and every disguise. Watch love rise. Oh, watch love rise. Hey, yeah. Oh, do everything you can, but don't despair. No, be a voice of reason. Yeah, be the changing season, but don't ever lose heart. Don't you ever lose heart. No. Oh, stand up for love and hold tight to its creed. The road may wind, but trust where it will lead. Yeah, yeah. 'Cause love is a mighty power, even in the darkest hour and every disguise. Watch love rise. Watch love rise. Whoa, whoa. Watch love rise. Watch love rise.
Oh, thank you so much, Lori Jones and Eric Montgomery. Thank you for that beautiful reminder of love. Thank you so much. And thank you for your beautiful meditative chant that you did earlier in the service. I love you. We love you. You're such a blessing to us, to our community. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Love you, love you, love you. So, years ago, I had the great honor of being present at my niece Vivian's birth. And, this was a really big deal. My sister Kelly and I are very, very close, and she is one of the strongest people I know, emotionally and physically. She runs marathons and she spends a lot of time on her bike. I mean, she's really, really tough. And so we were just so excited. She was really blessed to have a really great pregnancy, which was really nice. It was her first one. And so yay, yay, yay. It was all good. We're at the hospital. And my mom and I and my brother-in-law, her husband, Craig. Hi, Craig. I love you, brother. We're all in the hospital room, and we've gone through. It's been a day. You know how that is. Sort of the day comes and the night comes and the day comes. And Kelly has just been this amazing champ. She's been solid. Through really, really painful labor, and So then the big moment comes, and the doctor says, "Okay, Kel, it is time to push." And we are so excited. We're so excited to welcome this little one into the world. And Kelly is pushing, and she is pushing, and little Vivian, I'm going to be a little delicate here, is, almost out into the world. Not quite, but almost. And right in the middle of that, Kelly, my strong sister, stops. And she just leans back, and she just goes, "Nope, I'm done. I'm done. I'm not doing it anymore. I'm completely done." And, we're all just first of all, shocked. And secondly, trying not to laugh, because you can't really be done when you're in the middle like that, And to her credit, her awesome doctor just stopped without missing a beat and just looked right at her and went, "Nope, ma'am. Nope, you are not done." To which Kelly gave one final push, and Vivian was born into the world, and the room just filled with light. Oh, that was a good day. And, I remember that. I'm remembering that because sometimes all of us, no matter how strong we are, we're in the middle of something that is really painful, kind of like, 2020. And it's natural to just stop and just want to give up. It's natural. But my friends, we're in the middle of giving birth to something so great, something that is going to bring so much light to the world. And it requires that we stay strong as we birth this together. Because no, ma'am, we are not done. Nope. No, we are not. I want to talk about how we are giving birth to something that is new. And to that, I want to mention to you that over the last several years, I have had a number of people from different spiritual communities say that they felt that, spiritual community or church is not the place for politics or social justice. And I realize that in part, that comes from their own fear, of conflict, and that, feeling that maybe those conversations might actually cause discord and divisiveness. However, what I want to share with you is, in my experience, it's actually the complete opposite. Those compassionate conversations actually activate a higher level of dedication and compassion and commitment to supporting those in need. And I want to provide some context and some clarity for you about that. So the first thing is that the very word justice comes from the Latin meaning righteousness or equity. That's the meaning of the word justice. And every major religion has really led the support in supporting justice for all people, historically. In Hinduism, for example, the Bhagavad Gita, one of the seminal spiritual texts in that tradition, explains that there is intrinsic value in every single human being, and that the divine is actually manifested within us by helping those who are suffering and marginalized in society. In Judaism, every single word in the Torah was written with great dedication and care and thoughtfulness. So when there is a word that is said twice in the Torah, you know that it's there to get your attention and that it's really important. And in the Torah, it says, tzedek tzedek tirdof, which means justice, justice shall you pursue. In Jewish life, the attainment of justice is critical to the attainment of holiness. In Christianity, we see Jesus practicing this rabbinical tradition of justice throughout his ministry. He embodied justice by not only healing the hurting, but also by confronting those who had been doing the hurting. In the Baha'i faith, Baha'u'llah taught that the purpose of justice was for social change and unity among humankind. And from New Thought, Ernest Holmes wrote, "Let each in their own way dedicate their time, service, hope, and spiritual conviction to the common cause of liberty and justice for all." I share this with you so that you can, on a very deep level, recognize that we have this body of wisdom. It's our collective inheritance as human beings, and it contains within it the universal spiritual principles seen throughout millennia of equity, righteousness, and justice. And this has been bequeathed to each and every single one of us from our wisest ancestors, saints, sages, and spiritual masters. In their call, they were all charging us with the very same directive, and that was to love and care for one another. That's it. Another way of looking at this is what Mother Teresa so famously echoed. If we have no peace, it's because we have forgotten that we belong to each other. So therefore, my friends, it's clear. It is our responsibility as human beings on a spiritual path. Really, it's our highest call to do whatever we can to ensure justice, equity for all of our sisters, brothers, and siblings. Now, last week, I talked about the collective sort of righteous anger that so many of us are feeling right now and how important that is. And if you haven't seen that talk, it's called Just Keep Going. And you might want to check it out because I'm continuing today the conversation that I began in that talk. And in that talk, I spoke about a bridge. And on one side of the bridge is anger and fear. And on the other side is freedom and love. And this love is always beckoning to us. And right about now, at this point in the year of our Lord 2020, I see it like we are collectively about, like halfway across the bridge. Yep, that's just about where we all are. And, being smack dab in the middle of all this, continuing sort of with this travel metaphor from one experience to the other, from one way of being and expressing to the other, I want to emphasize that we carry within us all that we have learned as we make this journey. We carry it to allow it to inform us. Leaps in any kind of evolution usually occur in a manner of including and then integrating the knowledge of what has come before. So for example, rational thought, it did not eliminate emotion, but it included it into a greater development, into a greater level of consciousness on the planet. If we're going to truly evolve as human species, as a human species, we can only do this by including and integrating all of the lessons of what we have learned, thereby building the wisdom within us. Does this make sense? I trust you're following me. I hope you're following me. This is the idea of when we know better, we do better. And so here we all are. The election is less than 60 days away. Do we know what is going to happen? Nope, we do not. And how does that make you feel? How does that make you feel as we stand in the middle of this experience? The German philosopher and political thinker Rudolf Barrow wrote, "When an old culture is dying, the new culture is created by those people who are not afraid to be insecure." So I'm going to invite us to lean into the not knowing. I know this is easier for some of you than others, but trust me on this one. It helps, it helps, it helps. I'm going to invite you into just leaning in to the not knowing and allow the insecurity that you may be feeling about this election or the pandemic or both to strengthen and to fortify your faith. And now, how might you do that? It's different for everyone. I know for me, when I'm feeling fear, the first thing I need to do is spend more time in meditation and in spiritual study. That supports me, but it's different. Again, it's different for everyone. So you might ask yourself, what is it that I can specifically do during this time to fortify and strengthen my faith, my belief in something bigger? Because if there ever was, this is the time to do that. It's much easier to go to that place of despair and worry and just, pitch a tent there. But that is not going to help us get to the other side of this bridge. It's not going to help us get to the other side of this experience. So one thing that you might consider doing is to reframe this whole 2020 experience to something that actually feels more empowering. So yes, let's name it. We are in the middle of this situation, and yes, it's like we are essentially standing right here in the middle of it, and there's a polarity between anger and fear and freedom and love. And this polarity is just pulling at us. And I invite you to think of it this way, that this is the very tension that great civilizations were built from. Without this tension, we wouldn't be waking up to the truth of all that we, especially white people, have been sound asleep to. And it's this tension, in forms like social unrest and the argument to wear masks and the determination to support Black Lives Matter that are reminding us deep, deep down that all of this life is what we are here to be present to love, especially each other. Former poet laureate Ted Kooser wrote a piece called Mourners. They came this afternoon to say goodbye, but now they keep saying hello and hello, peering into each other's faces, slow to let go of each other's hands. Such a beautiful reminder that we human beings, we are built to carry on, that we are meant for resilience and fortitude and connection, no matter what. In the Kabbalah, it says, we receive the light in order to impart the light, and thus we repair the world. We are here to help repair this world. That's it. It's a huge part of it. And this new thought teaching that we get to be so engaged in spiritual community like this, with practices like mindfulness and meditation and affirmative prayer and spiritual study, which inevitably leads us even more further into the deepest recognition that we in truth are all absolutely interconnected in our magnificent uniqueness. And this has never been, this study, this teaching has never been just for our own personal healing or comfort level. It is for the world. That is what it is, because we are in the world. And as we become more and more steeped in the understanding of the divine intelligence, which is the metaphysical meaning of light, we get that to be of service, we are here to share this light, this divine wisdom. It's why we're here, to share this, to be this. Civil rights activist and community organizer Ella Baker said, "Give light and people will find the way." And this, my friends, often requires that we participate in politics. She said the P word. Yes, I did. Stick with me. Here's the deal. The word politics comes from the Greek politis, which means citizens or people. Politics is meant to be for the people. Let's take another breath. Stay with me. So there's a term in the 12-step program. It's called contempt prior to investigation. Contempt prior to investigation. And it basically means that we sometimes can have a conclusion before we have any of the facts. Now, I know that I felt that way before I became involved in politics. I kind of had this sort of pessimistic attitude about it, and I came to a conclusion in my mind that, that it was that was not based in any sort of fact, that politics was, like heavy and intense and not spiritual. And I really believed that. I believed that for a long time. And then, sure enough, as life or spirit or love would have it, I was guided straight into politics. Obviously, my soul wanted to heal that false belief. And I became a community organizer for the state of Colorado. And what I discovered there in that work was a group of heart-centered people that were caring and deeply kind and genuinely compassionate. And what I saw was that through all of the work that we did together in politics, that it was actually truly helping. It was truly helping to create a world that works for everyone. And this deepened me in my faith and my understanding of what it means to move my feet, as we say in our teaching, to put love to my feet, to truly live, which is a verb, a spiritual life. And so to this, I want us to reclaim the word politics. I do, even though it's been sullied by unscrupulous and some downright creepy politicians. Politics is not a dirty word. And they do not get to own it. They don't get to have it. Politics is our word. Again, it means people, the citizenry. It is for us, not the creepy, unscrupulous politicians. Nope, it is not for them. Just like the government is not for them. It is for us to do more good in the world. So during this crucial time in American history, in order to move past the middle and actually cross the bridge, if, again, to use this powerful imagery, we must embrace our human family by getting involved in the politics of it all. That is what is going to support us. And that is a very, very big part of how we bring forth and cultivate such desperately needed change. And what I'm talking about specifically is making sure that we take a tangible stand for that which we believe in whatever ways that we can, that we vote our spiritual principles so that together our Black, Brown, Indigenous, people of color, women, gay, gender fluid, those of all sizes, brain differences, differently abled, immigrants, refugees, all people from socioeconomic backgrounds, together we cross this bridge to freedom and love. Now, I understand that as we continue to do this work, that sometimes we need to protect our hearts. I get it. Oh my goodness. For our own well-being. Sometimes turning away from the news and the social media is crucial for creating balance for us. And what I would say to that is just do that, but set a timer. And what I mean by that is, yes, regroup. Do what connects you to source, spirit, God, whatever that may be. Meditation, a walk in nature, a calling a friend. Watch a funny TV show. Brother Steindl Rost has talked about fishing can be church for some people. Whatever it is for you. If you need to take a break, by all means do recharge, but recharge with the absolute intention to return. And have the inner strength to really see with the eye behind the eye, to hear with the ear behind the ear that which is happening in our world, because it is a prayer, it is a cry for help. There's an old parable about a group of monks who live on this mountaintop, and each week they have to make this very long journey, down into the village to buy rice. But when they get into the market, they're so shaken and thrown off balance by the experience of, mingling with the commoners that they can't bear to linger a moment longer than they have to, and they promptly have to retreat to the mountaintop again to just regain their peace of mind. That's an important parable, because the divine call for each of us is to be fully present to all that is happening. All the major spiritual teachers across the millennia taught that. In New Thought, we teach that the ultimate destiny of every individual soul is to awaken to the true source of our being, which is the divine love, the spirit, the God, whatever word you want to use, that inner light within us, and to be fully awake. The only way that we can turn to that and know that is to be fully awake, and that includes being fully awake to the suffering of others. The psalmist wrote, "Steadfast love and faithfulness will meet. Justice and peace will kiss each other." The dawn of the new awakening is upon us. And when I say new awakening, I mean the full, comprehensive understanding that, as the civil rights leader Fannie Lou Hamer said, nobody's free until everybody's free. That's the new awakening. Nobody's free until everybody's free. We're here to participate in the healing. We did not come here to this earth right now in 2020 to look away. We did not incarnate here in 2020 to avert our eyes. No, we did not. It was the collective averting of our eyes and the turning away from things for so many generations that directly contributed to the continuing abuse, harm, and egregious behavior done to Black, Brown, Indigenous, and people of color. As white people, we can no longer passively allow that. We have moved past and beyond that in our recent collective expansion of consciousness. And that is a really good thing. Those of us who are doing this work, I say, thank you. Thank you for participating in the healing. The great Reverend William Barber, who is the co-chair of the Poor People's Campaign, has dedicated his ministry to social justice, and he's called upon elected officials, politicians, and the citizenry, saying, our moral imperative is to shock this nation with the power of love. That means to remember and to act from the place that we truly do belong to each other. We belong to each other. Let's pray. So I invite you to take in a deep breath. What a blessing it is to know that we belong to each other, that we are here to care for our sister, brothers, and siblings, that we are here to be expressions of the divine love, and that this divine love is the most true thing about each one of us. It is this love that woke us up this day, that has brought us to this conversation. And so I affirm for each one of us that we have the strength and the spiritual fortitude to do our work, whatever that is for us, to build and grow our faith, to hold steady as we continue to take all that we have learned and walk across the bridge of the new awakening. Oh, what a blessing it is to be here at this time on this planet, to know that we get to be a part of this. And so in this moment, I allow on behalf of each one of us, all of our friends and our family and our loved ones into this prayerful energy, just blessing all of them, knowing that this same love and grace and strength is right where they are. The same love that is breathing us is breathing them. And in this same breath of love, I allow this prayer to be a beacon of strength and grace and comfort and peace to any place in the world that is impacted by violence or racism or illness. And what a blessing it is to, in this next breath that we all share, to bless all churches everywhere, mosques, temples, synagogues, ashrams, circles, all paths to the divine, knowing that we are all part of this human family in our unity and our divine uniqueness. And what a blessing it is to celebrate this truth. And so from this place of truth and grace and goodness and godness, I rest in this knowing with great gratitude and thanksgiving. I let go, I let God, I let love, and I let it be. And so it is. Blessed be. Blessed be. I'll see you in a bit.
Thank you, Reverend Shannon, for sharing your beautiful wisdom with us today. We're going to hear from Lori Jones again in just a moment. This is our time of conscious giving. We're so grateful that you could join us here today. And if you were inspired by the music and the message and would like to pay it forward, we greatly appreciate it. You can give through your bank, by mail, or you can text to give at 503-966-3236. However you choose to give, we are so grateful for your gracious giving. And please remember to like and share and subscribe on YouTube. Just a quick reminder, we have a community meeting coming up. Please save the date, September 19. This is a great opportunity to learn more about us and our plans for the fall. And speaking of fall, classes will start on September 22nd. Reverend Shannon is teaching Beyond Limits. Check out our website for more details. And now, here's Lori Jones.
trying to move forward, trying so hard to find a better way. When my mind won't stop, when I'm beating myself up, I know it's time to stop and gently say, it's enough to feel the breeze on my face. It's enough to just breathe life. It's enough to know the love that's in my heart. And it's enough just looking in your eyes. And in this place of calm and still and wonder, life is magical again, and I am free. And I don't need to know just where or how to go. Right here, right now is all I need. Enough to feel the breeze on my face. It's enough to just breathe life. It's enough to know the love that's in my heart. And it's enough just looking in your eyes. Oh, life is a gift, so are you, and so am I. I don't ever want that truth to slip on by, so please remind me that it's enough to feel the breeze on my face. It's enough to just breathe life. It's enough to know the love that's in my heart. And it's enough just looking in your eyes. Oh, it's enough just looking in your eyes. Oh.
Beautiful. Thank you again so much to Lori Jones and Eric Montgomery. What a blessing you are. As a reminder, just want to let you know, we have our community Zoom chat just following this. If you're watching live here, our premiere, the link is right on our website. You can click that and join us. It's a wonderful time to go deeper with the talk. My neighbor is mowing their lawn, so I'm going to scoot with our blessing here. So, may we go in the light, as the light, and with the light, until we meet again. May the longtime sun shine upon you, all love surround you, and the pure light within you guide you on your way. Blessings, mwah! You are loved. Maybe I should go mow my lawn. Bye, I love you. Mwah!